Peace, power, and prosperity, family. How we doing out there? Y'all already know what time it is. The Bitcoin Block Bully coming to you once again with an early rising show of coffee and crypto. For the early birds, super early. We beat the clock by 6:55 right now. So we up before 7 a.m. Chicago time anyways. I know it's 5 a.m. on the West Coast. So big shout out to anybody that's tapping in from those ways. I do got my herb coffee. What is all in here? Let me see what's all in this one. Well, it doesn't have the ingredients, but it is good. I appreciate you all. How's everybody feeling today? Hopefully your Saturday night, it wasn't too much. Hopefully you was able to get up. That way we can get this work. I appreciate everybody that's tapping in for the early bird session. That goes to show who's really serious about, changing their financial future. You know what I mean? A lot of people still laying in the bed in dreamland, off in slumberland, We here trying to get to the money, trying to see what's to the money. Right? That's the difference. Now, as we can see, the market is down a little bit from where it currently was or recently was as far as the majors, but you got the altcoins starting to break out now. ARB, Aave, Athena. You got a couple of choice assets that are really running the market right now. Make sure we got the full screen. There we go. So yeah, just wanted to come live early. Happy Black Moon Lilith. Oh yeah, today is a full moon, isn't it? Today is a full moon. Let me see. Yep. Permalink for Chicago. Moon phase is for Chicago. There we go. Came in a couple of hours ago, 1:06 a.m. Came in a couple of hours ago. Now, for those that have been following me for any amount of time, what is this? This is cake. I'm still looking for cake to break out. Let's go take a look at BTC real quick. We'll look at it in the daily sense, right? Open this up. And what we're going to take a look at here are the different moon phases to see how they've transpired. And what you're looking at normally is that your full moons are normally your bull moons. Your new moons are the bull moons. Full moons are the bear moons. So, I mean, over the last couple of years, it's not 100% hit rate, but it is a pretty good hit rate. Trading based off of the lunar cycles, you normally can see a dip from a new moon into a full moon, and then a rally from a full moon into a new moon. So we're seeing after this full moon here, you did have a rip and rally, decent pullback, and then another rally from that pullback, which is as of right now is still in a pullback phase. You still have a sell on the daily with Bitcoin, and we would really want this to flip back to a buy in order to give us a long-term outlook on Bitcoin as it stands, right? Peace. What's going on, God? Big shout out to everybody that's in the tuning in and tapping in right now. In fact, let's go ahead and do a quick roll call. Let's do a quick roll call. See where everybody's tuning in and tapping in from. I'm looking at TradingView. I'm utilizing TradingView. That's what I'm using right now. This TradingView. Let's do a quick roll call. Let me see where y'all checking in, tuning in, tapping in, and taking notes from. Y'all already know that I'm giving the information from Chicago, Chi-Town, Windy City. Let me know where y'all tapping in from. Kels the Great. What's going on, big homie? Wealthy Rising. Big shout out to the early birds in the world. We got New York City in the house. We got B-More in the house. Atlanta's in the house. Puerto Rico, PR, Puerto Rico. Cali's in the house. Wealthy Rising, Dr. Tony. What's going on, Queen? Been making the live a lot lately. Yeah. A lot of information to bring, man. Nashville's in the house. My moon is in Capricorn. Reason why I'm up listening to your great information you give out. I'm learning a lot, and I know nothing at all. Hey, I appreciate the information being beneficial to you. I appreciate that. Hey, we got Southside Jamaica, Queens in the building. St. Louis in the building. Decatur, Georgia in the building. Cleveland all day. KC, Kansas City, Missouri in the building. Dallas, we got Bronx. We got Bronx in the building. Almost misrepresented you. We got the Bronx in the building. We got Wilmington, Delaware in the building. New Jersey is in the building. You said yesterday's class was classic. Oh, you talking about last night? Were you in last night's class? Were you in last night's class? We got Florida in the building. Washington State is in the building. Who was that? Jay Pierce 205. Were you present in class last night? What's your opinions on the class? How was it? Okay, Purposeful Moves, Chicago in the building. Didn't know you was in the Chi-Town. Windy City native is in the building. So yeah, just wanted to come through, look at the update at the chart. Tampa, Florida is in the building. What's going on, Miss Cuban Jenny? Peace. We got Florida in the building. All right. Now always remember, from every time there's a pump, you're gonna have a pullback, right? If you miss the initial pump, right? A rule of the thumb sometimes is if you miss that initial pump, but you think that the rally itself is going to continue, you would then take advantage of the pullbacks of that rally, right? Arizona is in the building. Peace. Big shout out to everybody that's tapping in right now. North, east, west, south, overseas. I appreciate everybody that's tuning in and tapping in for the Early Rising Show with Coffee and Crypto. All right? But now let's take a look. What we got going on. So in the news today, right? We're going to take a look at Ethereum next, Kels. We're going to take a look at Ethereum next. U.S. retirement plans could fuel Bitcoin rally to $200,000 despite the downturn. This is Finance Redefined. And this is the thing that I want y'all to kind of understand, right? Well, a lot of the market been making moves. Link, ARB, Velo, Aave, ADA. In fact, you know what? I wonder what Magnetic is trading at right now. Hold on, let me look at something. I'm going to show you what I think one of the most undervalued tokens on the XRP-L ecosystem is. My own personal, it's my personal opinion, right? My own personal opinion. Let me see where we're trading at today. Where are we at, my friends? Where are we at? 3.8K, up 7.4% on the daily. This is the weekly. We were just down around 35. We're at 3,800 now. Soon y'all gonna be tapping in from the moon. You already know it. This is a decentralized exchange on the XRP-L ecosystem. It's a DEX used for automated market makers and farming. Right now trading at $3,800. Circulating supply of 1.7K. Total supply as of right now 2.3K. Only 11.7K trust lines. Let me see. Where is what I'm looking for? These are your top buyers. Let's see, top holders. People hold a nice amount of MAG. What do you think about Atom? I like the Cosmos ecosystem as a whole. I like the Cosmos ecosystem as a whole, not any one. Atom being the hub of that main system. Let's see. Let's look at the market cap of Atom real quick. Damn, look at this gap. Oh my shit. Hey, I know my neighbors be pissed at me. Like, what the fuck is this dude doing at 7 o'clock in the morning, banging all this music? Anyways, we don't care. Right now, Atom's market cap is at a $2.2 billion. Let me see. And you're looking to break out of this range down here in all actuality, right? You got a pretty good range down here, pretty solid level of resistance right about here. If we can break market cap there, let me see. If we were to measure and do something like a measured move here, that could bring market cap to about $3.4 billion from where you currently stand on Atom. So that'd be about a 53.38% move in market cap. If we go take a look at Atom itself, yeah, we're still in this this channel. See? Hold on, let me get rid of these moon phases. Yeah, you're still in this channel right here. You haven't broken out of it yet. Still close to the lows, though you are kind of making the base. You're at 480 right now. Anything above $4, I would look to hold if I was just coming in on Cosmos. Looking for a break to the top of the range, somewhere around $7 some odd. If it can break, and depending on when it breaks, I mean, you got to move north towards about $45 if it can get there, right? I'm too into commercial stuck that when most go down, I'm losing profit like clockwork. Stock, wait, what? I'm into. I don't even understand the comment, my friend. Hey, we got Greenville, North Carolina in the building. What's going on, Kendrick Green? Peace, peace, peace. What's Algorand been doing? Let's take a look. Really, a lot of nothing. Let's take a look, though. I may be wrong. Algo maybe coming out as cocoon this year. Let's see. Okay, look at this. Nice. So we are back above the trend line, right? As long as Algorand's holding like 22 cent, you're just looking to break back above 30 cent. Above 30, you can look for 42 to 64 cent from where you currently stand. Anything below 22 cent, though, I would get rid of it. And always remember, this ain't financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. These are just my opinions. Everything I'm saying could be wrong, so always go do your own due diligence, all right? But you look at a possibility of about 145% return from where it currently stands, just running up to the 618. That ain't too bad. That ain't too bad. If it bounces here, if it tends to bounce here. Anyways, let's get back to the retirements. Bitcoin retirements could fuel. All right. It was on the state that crypto inclusion in 401k plans may be more significant for Bitcoin than the 2024 launch of the U.S. spot Bitcoin ETFs, according to Bitwise European head of research. And let me ask y'all that are out there listening in right now, what do you think is more important, or more of a shock, or more of a game changer? An exchange traded fund, which really everybody, the majority aren't going to trade, aren't going to interact with, right? Do you think it's an exchange traded fund, or the fact that Bitcoin as an asset has the ability to be put into 401ks, which even the lowest level of individual working a job, has a 401k? Which one do you think is more ground shattering, should I say? What's the name of the chart you're using? TraderView. Told you, TraderView.com. Which one do y'all think? ETFs or retirement? Retirement money. I think it's retirement money. I think it's. I'm gonna tell you what it is. Everybody's thinking about the trade, right? This, from my humble opinion, this is the biggest problem that we have. For those that really don't understand, right? Those that are on the outside looking in, you're looking at this as if it's a trade. instead of as if it's the future. Do y'all kind of understand what I mean? Like, you're not going to no, they're both equally important, but they're definitely in no way, shape, or form both equally what's the word I'm looking for? As integrated with everyday Americans. Everyday Americans not going to trade no fucking ETF, but the everyday American does have a 401k, which by default could put them in the door for Bitcoin. They have to understand it and whatnot. You know what I mean? Even though the average American don't really understand their 401k, it's more Americans that have 401ks than it is to trade ETFs. You get what I'm saying? I would say they're equally important, but not equally weighted. My bad. I'm holding a lot of long term in American stocks, and the trend is very volatile. Yeah. Yeah. Right. But this is what I'm gonna say. Like I said, everybody's looking at the trade. Like, you don't buy Nike stock thinking, "Oh shit, this is the future of shoes. This is the," you know what I mean? You don't buy I don't know, fucking GameStop thinking, "Man, this is the future of video games." Like, you get what I mean? You just don't. But when you buy Bitcoin, you have to have the mindset, like, damn, okay, this is the future of the financial system. This is the future of money as we know it. You get what I mean? It gives you a different, should give you a different vibe, different spin on things, right? They go on to state, it's crazy that people have 401ks and don't even know the creator never intended it to be a primary retirement account. Yeah, that's, hey, people don't even. We'll leave it at that. It's a lot. It's a lot of education that individuals need to have, right? Well, you kind of do with Robinhood. You kind of do what with Robinhood? I don't understand what you mean. You kind of do what with Robinhood? And we really can't do kind as it, it either is or it ain't. But what do you mean we kind of do what with Robinhood? I don't understand. But it goes on to state, despite this week's market downturn, some analysts predict that the inclusion of digital assets in 401ks, United States 401k retirement plans, may unlock billions of dollars in new inflows by the fall, potentially driving Bitcoin to record highs. The bullish development may push Bitcoin above 200,000 before the end of the year, signaling another $122 billion worth of new capital while assuming a modest 1% portfolio allocation. Andre Dragos, head of European research at crypto asset manager Bitwise, told Cointelegraph. Corporate Bitcoin treasury acquisitions continue to attract new entrants, such as the NASDAQ listed healthcare service provider and Bitcoin treasury firm Kindly MD, which made its first Bitcoin investment of $679 million on Tuesday. Y'all hearing this? Just Tuesday. Not they bought Bitcoin when it was 5,000. This what y'all really have to look at, right? While some people out there are biting their nails about, but oh man, what if it goes down? And you're literally not putting anything in but 100, 1,000, 5,000, maybe 10,000. You got a motherfucker that just bought $679 million on Tuesday. I don't think they're biting their nails. Oh my man, what if it goes down? They're understanding the future of what we have at our fingertips right here. You understand? They're looking at it totally different than how the average individual is. It goes on to state that other big investors are turning from Bitcoin to bet on Ether price appreciation. On Thursday, and we just had the Ether class last night. Actually, two-part. We had the introduction on Thursday night, and then finish it up last night with some real good vital information and demonstration. Um, I think very helpful for the individual that is looking at gaining and growing their exposure within the Ethereum asset class. But it goes on to state on Thursday, a Bitcoin whale sent $189 million worth of Bitcoin to the hyperliquid decentralized exchange and converted most of it into a 295 million perpetual future long position and a subsequent $240 million spot ETH position. Right? I know somebody who put $70 in ETH and 2 weeks later pulled out seven. And it probably because it went down to like $65, maybe $60. It's like, man, y'all not gonna get nowhere doing that, Joe. And you want to know something? To be honest with you, to be honest with everybody, that's why I kind of stepped away from the whole trading aspect of this. Like, I still trade and I can still teach you how to trade. But I'm gonna tell you something, Joe. We're living in a time right now where you shouldn't trade the future. You should invest in the future and then trade the present in the future. You get what I mean? You're so early to a lot of this. You're gonna look back and kick yourself in the ass just for trading it. You understand what I mean? We're front running the rest of the world right now. This is the position that we're in. We're front running the rest of the world right now, right? So you have the ability to build your war chest. And remember, don't think next week, next year. You have to have a mindset of 5 years to 10 years. Like, be honest. Some of us are already 40, 30, 20, 50, right? So we've lived multiple 10-year spurts. You understand what I mean? Why the fuck can't you wait 10 years to get wealthy? Fuck rich. Why does everybody want to be, man, I'm in the crypto, so I should be rich next year? Why? Says who? You get what I'm saying? I try to tell the little young boys I be teaching. Little young guys, not boys. The little young guys I be teaching. They be like, man, how fast you think? It's like, bro, you're 20 years old. You can't wait till you 30 to be wealthy beyond your means if you do it right. 10 years. You know how fast 10 years goes by, especially when you're in the streets and you look up and you're in no different position than you were 10 years ago. Sometimes even in a worse position because now you're not living with your moms. You're probably out on your own, may have been in and out of jail. You get what I mean? 10 years ain't that long. 10 years ain't that long. I just try to get people to look at it differently, right? Is the Yeezy money worth any attention? If you choose to give it attention, we're gonna look a little bit at the Yeezy coin and what they got going on. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I already don't endorse or promote celebrity shit. Just don't. It's like you're not from this world. You're trying to come over here, pick some Joe Smo developer off the corner, and then have him make something for you, stamp your name on it, and think we're supposed to buy it. Now, does that mean it can't be something? No, it doesn't mean that. But that's the mind state that I come at it with. You know what I'm saying? Mary Starseed said, "I've been sharing your videos with my children because I really want them to learn this." That's a good. What's the age? What's the age group of your children? They already like grown children, 20s, late teens. You know what I mean? How's the mining tool you just bought going? Beautifully, going beautifully. Just running. Not doing anything else. You don't plug it up, let it run, and that's it. Wait to see if you get lucky and mine a block. But no, I just wanted to, stop just so people can understand like what we really got in front of us. This is not the trade, right? This is the life changer. Felt your soul when you were expressing what you say to the young men when you come across. Thank you for helping our people shift their minds. They got to, man. These little cats out here fucked up, especially in Chicago. You know. But those that are in my shoes and of my age and a little bit older, we the ones that left it fucked up like that for them. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, I was part of the fucking up. Let's be part of the cleaning up now. That's the way I look at it. I was part of the fucking up of Chicago. Now I can be part of the cleaning up of Chicago. Just having accountability at the end of the day. But anyways, um, it goes on to state the inclusion of cryptocurrency in U.S. retirement plans could mark a milestone for Bitcoin adoption and unlock billions of dollars in new capital, potentially pushing the asset above 200,000 by the end of 2025, according to Andre Dragos, head of research. Blah 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 blah. President Donald Trump paved the way of cryptocurrency inclusion in U.S. retired 401k retirement plans by signing an executive order on August 7th, granting Americans access to digital assets through their retirement plan. The inclusion of crypto in 401k plans may be even more significant for Bitcoin. for the Bitcoin price than the approval of the U.S. spot Bitcoin exchange traded funds in January of 2024. The bullish development may be bigger than the U.S. ETF, Bitcoin U.S. ETF approval itself, signaling another 122 billion worth of new capital. While assuming, we read this already? I feel like we did. Assuming a modest 1% allocation. If you look at 401k and defined contribution retirement plans in the U.S., they are huge. Adding that 1% was a relatively conservative allocation estimate for the $212 trillion industry. Including digital assets and retirement plans will enable 401k portfolio managers to invest in Bitcoin ETFs, which may push Bitcoin's price to new all-time highs, flashing another optimistic signal for Bitwise's $200,000 Bitcoin price targets for the end of 2025. You know what? Let me say something. I was listening to a podcast the other day, right? I'm trying to summarize what he said. I'm going to try to summarize what he said. Okay. Look at it like this, right? I'm going to give y'all a scenario. I just watched BMF. I have so much respect for Chicago. What they got going on in Chicago and BMF? 13, 18, and 19. Oh, yeah, your kids are going to be wealthy if they internalize this. What they got going on in Chicago and BMF? But no, let me get back to what I was saying, though. Right? Run y'all through a scenario real quick. Let's say you run a test, right? I already gave y'all $1 a day. You can put $1 a day in and make a difference, right? You can put $1 a day in and make a difference. But let's run a test. Let's say, and we're gonna use something here, right? We're gonna use something here. We're gonna use something here that is beneficial in more than one way, right? So for anybody that has a negative vice out there, whether it's smoking, drinking, eating unhealthy, whatever the case may be, right? This is what I want you to do. Right? Next time you want to smoke and you want to go buy some reefers, some herbs, some bud, whatever, some za, right? At least 1 or 2 days out of the week, put that money into crypto instead. Just do it. Put it into crypto, right? If you the type to pop bottles every weekend, just at least one weekend, take the money you was gonna spend on popping bottles or buying shots, put it in crypto. Just one weekend out of the 4 weeks you get in the month, right? If you're smoking 1 or 2 days out the week, out of the 4 weeks we get in the 30 days we get in a month, right? That's what I want y'all to do. This is what I want you to look at, okay? And I want you to compare yourself to your peers, all right? Remember, once again, same thing. If you eat bullshit food, Mickey D's and White Castles and Ronald McFilthy and Murder King and all these other places that are poisoning you, right? If you find yourself on the way to Ronald McFilth, right? If you find your way on the way there, I'm gonna tell you something. The amount of money that it costs for meals nowadays, you're better off going to the grocery store and just getting some bread and some lunch meat, piece of cheese, right? It's gonna fill your stomach in the exact same way, right? So now check this out. The money that you was gonna go buy that artery clogger whopper, or that misrepresented McChicken, right? Just buy cryptocurrency. Okay, now pay attention, right? If in the next 3 to 5 years, right? In the next 3 to 5 years, if you don't do anything else other than that, you're either going to be still in the same position as your peers and those that you operate with on the daily, or you are going to exceed them financially. It's only 2 things that can happen. You understand what I'm saying? It's only 2 things that can happen. You're either going to be still on the same level because crypto didn't do shit for you. So, okay, no harm, no foul. Big Mac money, drink money, weed money, no harm, no foul. I was going to smoke, drink, eat the shit up anyways, right? No harm, no foul. I'm in the same position. right? Even if you move on to a better job or anything, nothing changes. But, 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 if crypto does do something, right? If it does do something, you change the economic future for you and possibly those around you. You get what I'm saying? Is that a even assessment? Is that something you could put your money on, bet your money on? Right? Hey, if you want to get a real who is that? Marketia Hens. If you want to get a real good vibe for Chicago, you know what you should watch. What would be good to watch? Chicago, actual Chicago. Man, they actually haven't done anything that really depicts. You know what? It's an old show. This is kind of how the real Chicago was. It's an old show. It's got Omar Epps and Tretch in it. It's called First Time Felon. Go watch that. That's more so how Chicago was in the 90s. Anyway, you got to snippet what you just said. Hey, I've been said that I need somebody. Like, I don't have the time to like make those little minis and the shorts that people be doing. I could actually probably get AI to do it. In fact, I was dealing with AI kind of making shorts for me at one time. Maybe I need to go back and start doing that again. That's what I may do. That's what I may do. I may get AI to get some of these snippets out. Because when I be getting them downloads and I just be talking, them shits be raw as hell. I just don't be having time to go back and cut it up. You get what I'm saying? Anyways, let's move on. But just think about what I said, y'all. Just think about what I said. And that's one of those. That's one of those lines, Kels, where you hear the music like, it's all serious in the background, and I'm talking, I'm slow and steady, and yes, because hey, that'd be the shit. Somebody do it for me. Okay. What? Hey, that's interesting. My son in the gardens right now. He said we just started the first ever community Bitcoin reserve in Argyle Gardens in the south side of Chicago. Them like project. Well, I wouldn't call it the gardens, and there's no disrespect to the gardens. It's more so like road houses, like how they is in like Chicago Heights. So it's not the high rise projects. But no, fuck with the gardens though. When I first came home from the joint, we was doing something for the foes with Walt and them. We was over there in the garden. We had the shirts and everything. Hey, I need to connect with you. I need to connect with you. Tobias, by any means. Tobias. Have we met before? We ran into each other before? Let me know. That's monumental right there. The rest of Chicago needs to get on board with something like that. We definitely need to sit down and talk. Send me your like I said, have we connected before? If not, DM me your contact number and I'll reach out. DM me your contact number and I'll reach out. Y'all hear that? Y'all hear that? If you just research Argyle Gardens, and it's ALTGELD Gardens, just research it. Them the trenches. That's the hood. And they started a community Bitcoin reserve. This shit I'm talking about. Hold on. In fact, let me do this. I gotta hold on, let me do this. I gotta screenshot this with today's story. So hold on. Gotta screenshot that with today's story. Hold on. There we go. Yeah, that's monumental right there. That's crazy. That's what's gonna change the trajectory of our neighborhoods. To be for real. Anyways, it goes on to state now. Kanye West Yeezy sniper wallet linked to $21 million Libra extraction scheme. They're making connections between the individual that sniped all that Yeezy token, right, and the Libra sniper. Okay. It goes on to state the inclusion of cryptocurrency. Oh no, my fault. An on-chain investigation by pseudonymous analyst Detective linked a wallet that sniped the Kanye West themed token Yeezy to another set of wallets behind the Libra token, suggesting that the same operator extracted tens of millions of dollars using insider knowledge. In a series of X posts on Thursday, Detective revealed that a Yeezy sniper wallet managed to buy $250,000 worth of the token at just 20 cents, far below the price most traders paid. Within minutes, the wallet secured over $1 million in profit, which was later funneled into a treasury wallet. The same treasury wallet had also received large sums from the wallets tied to Libra's launch 6 months ago. 2 Libra sniper wallets extracted a combined $21 million. In total, nearly $23 million was pulled across the Yeezy and Libra launches, with funds later moved to Camino or Binance. Y'all hear the type of capital that's being thrown around here? Go on Facebook. Not DM me the link on Facebook. I really ain't. I think it kicked me out of Facebook. I try to get back in, but DM me the link on Facebook. I mean, to DM me the link from Facebook to my DM on Instagram. It goes on to state that we can be sure that this is someone with clear insider info, the detective said or wrote. The proof is that he did not snipe any coin besides Yeezy and Libra, and he was prepared with huge size. So they're saying it's one wallet. Man, I wonder who that is, though. That would be like, do y'all understand the amount of capital these people are making? Just being in the space, being early, whether it's insider information or not, right? Bitcoin bull and billionaire files for 250 million special. This is special purpose. What is it? Special. Oh, there it is. Special purpose acquisition company. This is Chamath Palihapitiya. Yep. Early Bitcoin investor and billionaire Chamath Palihapitiya filed to raise 200. I listen to their podcast. I like his views on stuff. But he filed to raise 250 million in blank check company American Exceptionalism Acquisition Corp. A, targeting the decentralized finance, AI, energy, and defense sectors. He's looking to raise 250 million. So, like the brother just said, Argyle Gardens got a community Bitcoin fund or Bitcoin treasury, or Bitcoin reserve. They're raising the capital for that as a community, y'all. Why aren't we as people doing this yet? As quote unquote, I mean, look at the spending power of quote unquote black people in America. Imagine that spending power. Let's just do some math. Hold on. Let's do some math. Let's look at 2024 spending. Hold on. Let's do some math. Spending power of black people. All right. Projected spending power of black people in the U.S. reached approximately 1.8 trillion by the end of 2024. Let me see. Was that for a year though? It was reported 1.4 trillion. Let me see. 1.8 trillion. So it's saying we spent 1.8 trillion as black people in 2024, right? 1.8 trillion. Let's take 1.8 divided by 3. That leaves us with $600 billion, right? Am I correct? 600 billion. Yeah, at least with $600 billion, right? Now, if we look at something like, hold on, $600 billion, right? $600 billion. Let's say, let me see, $600 billion. Let me see, what would that be? 600 divided by 365. 100 million, right? 100,000 million, but 600 million. So that's what? That's $1.6 billion a day. Then is that correct? Because times 365. Yep. All right. So that's 1.6. Yeah, $1.6 billion a day, right? $1.6 billion a day. So let's do 2023 January till 2024 December. Let's do, what did that be? We can even do up till now. We can do till present. And we'll add on. Let me see. We're halfway through the year. In fact, no. Let's just do a year. Let's just do a year. We'll just do a year. We'll do 2024 December. And we want, there we go. There we go. So now we did 1,600,000,000. That's 1,000. That's 100. All right. All right, I got you. All right, so now what we're looking at here, right? We would have spent $537 billion, and we'd be sitting on 685 billion. So that means saving as a community, as a people, we would have, what would it be? What would it be? That'd be 6,800. But damn, let me see. I just like doing the math in my head. Let me see. 37. That's 8. That's 7. That's 78. What's that? I think that's 78. 78 extra billion. Hold on. Let's see what our profit would be as a people. Copy. And this is where, we're Johnny come late. You know what I'm saying? This is where Johnny come late. All right. And then we're gonna do take away. Hold on, I'm gonna show y'all in a minute. For those that are on Instagram, I got you. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna crunch these numbers. Copy. There we go. So now let me see. No, so it's $147 billion in profit. $147,708,563,570 more that will be worth if that capital was allocated just towards Bitcoin, right? Just towards Bitcoin. That's it. That's all. Not too bad. No, you know what? Hold on. That's wrong. Hold on. That's wrong, actually. There we go. There we go. There we go. So the actual number is 800. Because that was actually that was Ethereum. I didn't pay attention to the thing. So the actual number is 800 billion. So hold on. Paste. There we go. So now that leaves us with a 317 billion, 278 million, $216,802 increase on our capital. There we go. There we go. That's what we're looking for right there. That's what we were looking for. So yeah, it's like if they're raising 250 million, why can't we raise 5,000 as a community? Why can't we raise 10,000? Knowing we could raise a lot more though, especially if people understood the severity of what we got in front of us right here. If people really understood the severity, right, of how this can change, and that's the thing, because everyone's thinking just I. We're not thinking, man, how can we fix the whole block up full of abandoned buildings, right? How can we fix this in the community up? How can we put this into the community? If we start thinking like that, I'm gonna tell you something. If we as a people start thinking 5 to 10 years out, start pulling our capital together, thinking once again 5 to 10 years out, right? You know what we will be able to do within our communities with the amount of extra capital that we should have? That's why you should have been the main event at Earn Your Leisure. I don't get invited out, man. I'm not part of the cool crowd. Y'all know that. I'm not part of the cool crowd. You know? But I got y'all right here. We right here. We ain't gotta be at Earn Your Leisure. We right here. The ones that need to be here is here. And that's how I feel. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, moving right along. Moving right along. High leverage trader James Wynn opens up a 25x long on ETH as it hits new highs. Now, if you don't know who James Wynn is, he's been opening up super duper big trades. Until you blow up, then they'll reach out. I mean, I don't know how much more blow up you want me to be. I've been around for almost 10 years. I got like 20,000 followers, but that's with a private account, though. That's with a private account. You get what I'm saying? How much more blown up do I? And I really don't want to get blown up. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I don't do shit but put a target on your back. I like being in the shadows. You know, moving with the people, boots on the ground. I really don't want to be big. That's why I keep my shit suppressed. Man, it's a lot we could do. Stop homelessness. It's a lot we could do. They're not providing this info. This is my leisure. I like that, CC. I like that. He said, this is my leisure. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Yes, you should. I mean, yeah, you know, earning my facts, earning my leisure right here. Hey, I appreciate that, y'all. That's how I've been thinking. Brother, you the real prophet. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. We make tables, exactly. In their perspective, in their perspective of big. I get what you're saying, though. I get what you're saying. I 100% get what you're saying. All on the cameras at this event, at that event. Everyone's, buying my courses. I got $10,000 courses. No. I'm on the street level. I'm still on the block. It's just the blockchain now. That's it. No big ass little U's. I'm with the guys. That's why I like teaching in Chicago. I like being with the guys. You know what I'm saying? No homo. I'm talking about with the street niggas. Like, that's where I'm comfortable at. But it's the fact that now I done made being a nerd kind of cool for street niggas. You know what I'm saying? So they fucking with it now. So it's like, okay, this what I like right here. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's a privilege that I get to be in certain rooms with high intellectual, financial individuals, and we able to talk our shit to where we understand one another. But I like to go back and talk that shit in a way to make people understand what we saying in them rooms. You get what I'm saying? Anyways, let me see. What did he do here? Let me see. Parallel while his parallel Dogecoin bet is struggling in the red. All right, James Wynn, a crypto trader known for his high leverage crypto bets, has entered a massive leverage position on Ethereum at 4,000, which is currently trading at $4,730, opening at 25x long as ETH pushes to fresh highs above 4860. Right? According to on-chain data, Wynn deployed roughly $5,568 in margin to control a 29.3 ETH position valued at $139,215 with an average entry price of $4,239. At the time of writing, the position is showing unrealized gains of $14,888, representing a return of more than 267%. But he's also running a 10x Doge position long, valued at about $200,000 with 867,335 Doge, entered at an average price of 23 cents. The trade is slightly underwater, showing an unrealized loss of $1,886, with Doge currently near 23 cents. Right? The scammer's gonna start pulling up. Yeah. BitcoinTreasuries.net. I'm gonna check that out, bro. I'm gonna check that out. This has changed my life. I appreciate that, Alchemist Space 444. That this has changed their life. That's what I like to see. That's what I like to hear. It goes on to state that last month, Wynn resurfaced after a brief disappearance from social media, during which he deactivated his X account with a final bio update reading simply broke. On July 15th, he re-entered the market with two aggressive trades, including a 40x Bitcoin long worth $19.5 million and a 10x peak position long valued at $100K. Wynn gained notoriety when his $100 million leveraged Bitcoin position was liquidated on May 30th, followed by another $25 million loss just days later on June 5th. At the time, he alleged that large players deliberately targeted his liquidation levels. I can remember that when it was going on, too. Ethereum's native token, Ether, surged to a fresh record high on Friday, hitting $4,867 on Coinbase, its strongest level since November 2021. The rally came after Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell signaled a possible interest rate cut in September, sparking renewed appetite for risk assets. The bullish backdrop has been reinforced by fresh inflows into spot ETH ETFs. On Thursday, the funds recorded $287.6 million in net inflows, lifting their collective assets under management to over $12.1 billion. The rebound followed 4 straight days of outflows. Corporate treasuries are also fueling momentum. In the past months, firms including Bitmine, SharpLink, Digital Asset, BTCS, and GameSquare have added roughly 1.6 billion worth of ETH, taking total corporate Ethereum reserves to nearly $30 billion. Hey, look, I know we come in, we chop it up every single day, but do y'all not understand and comprehend the amount of fucking money that's being put into this space right now since the doors have been open? Understand that y'all had years to front run all of what's going on right now. All of it. Nah, I ain't in Atlanta. I'm in Chicago. If I was in Atlanta, I'd have pulled up. Do y'all not see like what's going on? And see, everyone's like, oh, well, the price isn't moving. Who fucking cares, Joe? They buying billions of dollars worth of this shit. You think the price didn't move, so let's sell it? No, let's buy another couple billion more. In fact, let's raise some more fucking money so we can just buy more of it. That's what they doing. While some of us are sitting back twiddling their thumbs. Okay? Yeah, you was telling us about ETH when it was $100. Hey, I posted a video of one of my earlier classes a couple of weeks ago. When I was doing the class, ETH was trading. What was it on that class? About $120. About $120, something like that. No, $80. It was like $80. It was between $80 and $120 on Ethereum. Exactly. Price ain't moved just means it's undervalued. Right? And let me show y'all something else. Let me show you something else that you may not be considering, right? When we look at, okay, this is what y'all got to understand, right? This is what you got to understand, right? When we talk about store of value, right? Wealth preservation. One of the greatest examples of this is gold. Why is it gold? Because gold, for the most part, has kept parity to the price of goods and services. What we're looking at is the value of everything denominated in dollars, which is fool's gold, you might as well call it, because it's not money, right? Gold is the money. So I love this example that they normally give. Back in the day, you was able to buy a very nice men's suit for one gold coin, which was $50, right? A $50 gold coin today is worth about $3,000. In fact, let's go take a look real quick. Let's go take a look. Right now, for a gold round, American Gold Eagles. Hold on, let me see. 1 ounce gold coins. There we go. $3,500. So look at this, right? Look at this. Come on now. There we go. There we go. See that? That's $50. This used to be $50, right? $50 would get you a nice men's suit back in the day. Now, go to somewhere like, I don't want to start throwing names out there. A very nice men's suit today is somewhere around $3,000 to $5,000, right? $3,000 to $5,000. So what you're seeing is that the value of real money has kept parity with the value of the goods and services that it used to purchase. Okay, keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. The amount of gold and silver, think of it like this, right? Think of it like this. If we look at, in fact, perfect example, right? Let me see. Value of a dollar. When was the bankruptcy? 1930, 1933. Let's do 1928. What's the value of a dollar in 1928? Damn, it's even worse now. Let me see. 2020, 15. So yeah, the further back you go, right, it gets back to parity with that dollar. Okay. So that means right now, a dollar back in 1928 used to buy you, as of right now, about almost $20 worth of shit, right? So that's $1 used to buy you almost $20, right? Let's see, 20, 28, 29. Let's go to 30, 33, 35, like 1933, right? About 25 bucks. $1 would buy you in today's $25 worth of shit, right? So now if you look at the value, and it's up now because of the devaluation of the dollar itself, right? Damn, these coins are 40 bucks now. Man. If these Feds cuts happen, it gotta pop again, right? I mean, I don't go with the pop. I just follow the chart. But I'm saying all that to say this, right? I'm saying all that to say this, y'all. Have you ever looked at BTC versus gold? Right? Oh, no, XAU. XAU. There we go. Oh, hold on. Wrong one. BTC, XAU. There we go. Bitcoin versus gold. Because what I want you to understand, right? Well, this is what I want you to understand. This is what I want you to understand. If you look at Bitcoin against real money, right? Real money. Okay. Look at Bitcoin versus real money, which is gold, right? What you see is that we have not even broken out of the trend yet. We're look at this huge ascending triangle right here. Huge ascending triangle. This is the real chart. Bitcoin versus gold. Is what you want to look at, right? So right now, one Bitcoin to get you 34 ounces of gold, 34.71 ounces of gold, right? Let me see, what was the high here? But if you look at the high of the last bull market in 2021, it was 37 ounces of gold. So we're actually still below the 2021 highs priced in gold, right? We haven't broken out yet, y'all. We got a long way to work priced against real money. Is this making sense to y'all? Are y'all understanding the opportunity we still have? If you think you're late to Bitcoin, not against real money, you're not. Not against real money. Still early. Right? We haven't even taken out the high of December 2024 yet. Who else is showing y'all this? Who's trying to get y'all to comprehend what money is, what money ain't, and how you look at it? Right? Oh man. Oh man, yeah, I've been up since fucking like 3 a.m. And I'm like, you know what? I was gonna go live at 4:44, but I'm like, man, that's a little bit too early. That's why I just put the little post out there at that time. So I was gonna go live at 4:44, right? But nah, I've been, man, hey, this shit consumes my life. I'm gonna be honest with you. But I love it though. I'm able to change me. I'm able to change the future of those around me, right? I never even thought about it like that. Yeah, you got to. You got to. Hey, I appreciate all the love. I appreciate all the love. Hey, don't forget, we got a weekend sale on the website. All past classes right now, 50% off using the word loop, LOOP. LOOP. Go. I mean, look, did y'all see? Hold on. Did y'all see what just happened with XRP though? Hold on. Where is it at? Hold on. Did y'all see this? The court just approved Ripple and the SEC's motion to dismiss the appeal in the XRP case. There is no appeal. They're not appealing anymore. They're not appealing anymore. These are two of the best classes you can get right now if you really want to put yourself in the best position with Ethereum. Excuse me, with XRP. Introduction to XRP LEVM, must have. Right now you can get it 50% off using the code LOOP, right? And XRP's best investment options in DeFi, right here, right? Half off right now using the code LOOP. I do these classes to put y'all ahead of everybody, right? This ain't a money grab. These classes should be $500 a pop. The amount of information and the amount of time I put into them. No, I want it priced in a way where people can't say it's too pricey for the average individual. You get what I'm saying? For the average individual. But I mean, if you want to, I mean, Sui, They're starting to create SUI treasuries right now, right? Why wouldn't you want to front run that? If you need to learn how to utilize SUI, go to the website, get the SUI class. Everything's 50% off. The XRP LVM class has definitely benefited me. Hey, I appreciate that. I appreciate the love. I'm glad that it's helping. And y'all gotta understand how early we are. You're early if you put yourself to be early. You get what I'm saying? You're early if you put yourself to be early. That's what I'm gonna say. That's what I'm gonna say. Let me see. Let's take a look. I'm just gonna look at ARF real quick. Bam. Put it on the daily. Nice. Let me see. Put it on the weekly. Hold on. This isn't right. Let's get rid. Let's do this. We'll do a weekly swing high to a swing low. Okay, beautiful. Back testing your 236. You're looking to go north towards 62 to 85 cents. Looking to go north towards 60. That's why I told you what I told you, NFT Barber. Just get out of the whole fucking position. You get what I'm saying? Bully, you had this on SUI when it was below $1. Facts. Hey, I mean, more so to that, right? Remember, when I held the Solana class, hold on. When I held the Solana class, Solana was what? $8, $10, $12. It's $200 now. So literally anybody that took that class is up more than 10. They're up 20 times what the value was when I held the class. Well, I'm gonna say between 10 and 20 times. That's why I be telling y'all, take advantage of my classes. When I get a download to do a class, it's not just to do a fucking class, Joe. It's a download I got. Like, okay, this is what I need to focus on right now. And I can literally say 90% of my classes have put people in a position to be early and beneficial and profitable if they follow through at that time. Now, if they sat on the class for 6 months, a year, I can't say nothing about that. But when I hold these classes, I'm holding them at them time. Think about the ETH class, right? I held part 1 on Thursday. ETH, hold on. Think about these classes in the day and when I have them, right? Let me see. This is today. That's Friday. I held the class on this day. Well, no, that's not ETH. That's Solana. Hold on. Here we go. Right here. Here we go. This is Thursday. ETH was between $42 and $4,300. Now, if you knew that I was holding the class covering ETH leading up to the week before, right? You're either at break even or in profit. But if you came to class that day ready and prepared and you bought ETH that day in class, it was between $42 and $4,300. You know what I'm saying? You're on the world best kept secrets, God. Oh no, I appreciate that. And I agree. Since 2020 for you? All right. Bully, do you know what's up with El Crypto? No, I do not. I only know what's up with me. Y'all. Hey, look. I'm only accountable for me, myself, and I. I don't know what's going on with anybody else other than myself at the end of the day. And that goes for everybody. Whether it's a El Crypto, a Red Pill, a Keys, a Brother Rich. Hey, I know what's going on with the Bully. I don't know what's going on with anybody else. When we collab, we collab. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of like a one-man moving machine, right? Can you give us some game about Epic Chain? I don't have any game to give about Epic Chain. I ain't did enough research. Got to do research in order to give game, so I'm not going to talk prematurely. You get what I mean? But no, nonetheless, yo, I appreciate all you early birds out there that came to sit down with me today, listen to me rant and rave, give out some information. If you like the information, you know what I'm going to start doing? Yeah, nah, fuck them donations. It don't matter. Hey, look, just keep loving the information. Keep sharing it with everybody. If you need any type of assistance, don't hesitate on reaching out. I am going to have a class next week. I'm just going to have a class on trading options because a lot of people reached out about the options, and I want to do an updated class. So next week, we're going to be having a class on options It's enough something else I want to follow up on too. But definitely options for next week. How to trade DeFi options. Ryan, what's going on, big homie? Man, you see what's going on in the market when we getting together and holding that masterclass, bro. When we getting together and holding that masterclass. You know? I know Chicago gonna come out for you, and then you hit them with the secret weapon. I come through, right? Let's see, STX. What's Stacks doing right now? Let's see. USD. No, that's stocks. Hold on. STX. Here we go. Hey, let me know when you got time to sit down, broski, so we can put it together. Let me know when you got time to sit down so we can put it together. All right, so Stacks on a higher time frame, right? Look at this. See this consolidation down here at the bottom? You got a real tight consolidation zone. Real tight consolidation zone that you're really trying to break out of. You see that right there? Boom, boom, boom. Hold on. Let me get rid of this right here. There we go. Look at this consolidation right here. Now, depending on what side of this consolidation you choose to break from, right? If you break to the north, you're looking at $1.76 to the upside. Break to the south, you're looking at about 30 cents to the downside. So it's really about what side of the tracks you go on. Hey, Ryan, you see that? Check out the homie. We need that class in Argyle Gardens. They created a Bitcoin reserve in the gardens, Joe, out there on 130th. Crazy shit, bro. We need to get together. We need to sit down, bro. You need to let me know what time, days you got available. You can slide on me, you know what I'm saying, at the crib. Sit down and we can put it together. Sit down and we can put it together. I know you got a grip on the city. You get what I'm saying? That's what I need to tap in with, somebody that has the people's ears so they can really come get the real information. You know, before Bitcoin hits $150,000, $200,000, we need to get the people in early. Thoughts on MicroStrategy on the stock side? I like MicroStrategy. What I'm doing right now actually is I'm taking Bitcoin, borrowing against my Bitcoin, buying MicroStrategy, borrowing against MicroStrategy, and then looping it and buying more Bitcoin. That's what I'm doing with MicroStrategy right now. Taking my Bitcoin, borrowing against it, buying MicroStrategy, borrowing against it, buying more Bitcoin, looping my position and buying more MicroStrategy. Bully, being that STX gives you free BTC, could it dropping in price ever be a bad thing? Nah, because if it drops in price, you can buy more. Remember, the 9% is based off the allocation you have. So if it drops in price and I allocate more STX, that means I'm going to make more BTC. In my opinion, I'm long-term on this space, right? I'm long-term on the space. So the cheaper it gets, the more allocation I'm able to give it, the more exposure I'm able to get, the more of a return on Bitcoin that I'm able to get paid out. It's free Bitcoin. So cheaper prices, more shares equal free Bitcoin to me. Right? It's a million places you can borrow against Bitcoin. For that specific loop, I'm talking about Camino. Talking about Camino. Hey, but no, hey, we've been live since about 6:40, 6:50. It's going on 8 o'clock. Got to get on with my day. I appreciate everybody that was able to tap in and tune in. Now I can't look at no more coins. If I start looking at coins, everybody's gonna want a coin request, and I'm gonna want to give it because I want to be fair. I'm gonna stop that. You know what I'm gonna start doing? Because these coin requests can make you money. What I'm gonna start doing, people want to outside of what I'm already looking at. If people want a coin request, it's $20. Send it to Cash App, send it to Chime. I'll look at whatever you want me to look at. One coin per request. And I'll give you a valid, honest breakdown of what I think about it. That's how I'm gonna start doing that. Do you have a Bitcoin looping class? Actually, yes. I actually do. I just held it. I actually do. Where is it? Where is it? Here it is right here. The road paved to freedom in Bitcoin yield. This is a good Bitcoin looping class right here. I I actually covered the very strategy I just told you about borrowing from Bitcoin and buying MicroStrategy and then borrowing from MicroStrategy and buying Bitcoin. I actually walked through that step by step in this class right here. Right? Peace, God. I'm newer to your community. I plan to lock in with y'all frequently. Hey, no doubt. Follow me on IG then, bro. You definitely want to follow me on IG then. Hold on. Let me shrink it down so you can see the whole name. There we go. Yeah, follow me on IG, bro. Send me a friend request. How much is the class? The class is $125. But if y'all use the code LOOP, LOOP, everything on my website is 50% off. All classes, all books, everything 50% off. So use the code, get it for 50% off. Stack up, get what y'all want. 50% off all past classes. Use the code LOOP, LOOP. And with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get up out of here. I appreciate everybody who was able to tune in and tap in for the early birds special show of Coffee and Crypto with the Bitcoin Block Bully. Till the next one, I love you all. I'm out.